I guess we're doing that graphic later down the line. Here we are, guys. The game is starting. After all, we got a blue Zerg in the bottom left side. We've seen him before today. Can he do it again? Shopify Rebellions. LAMBO. Top right side. Looks to be pretty terrifying today. The yellow Terran from Dragon Phoenix Gamers. Cure. I had a bit of struggle entirely finishing off his previous opponent, Gung Fu Banda, but we'll see how up to snuff his TVZ is right now. As we are witnessing the pulsating... You know what? I always thought those were the eyes, actually. I always thought those were the eyes of the Overlord, right? Those big sacs on the side, but that's not his face. He's like a butterfly, really, right? Just pretending to have a very big face, making himself look more intimidating than he is. And I fell for it. I fell for it. If I was an insect trying to catch a butterfly, apparently I would still fall for it, even with my human brain. It's embarrassing to admit, but there you go. At least it's something to talk about. Alright. Reactor on that barracks. And the low ground command center. So we're looking for... Well, not much right now, really. It's just a calm down period of the game, isn't it? LAMBO and Cure, both players I would anticipate trying to get themselves into the later part of the series and each match. Ooh, more barracks coming in from Cure. He's only on one gas, yeah, look at that. Okay, so most likely gonna be that triple Rex play. Oh, could still be a double Rex play, actually. I'm imagining a triple, though. There we go. Okay. Alright. LAMBO coming in with a Overlord Scout. It's going to be a while before he gets there, but he has Zerglings running around the map as well. He really would love to have his eyes on the Marine numbers growing, right? That is a big tell. If he manages to get a Zergling in the main base, of course, that would be a major tell if you see the barracks, right? But the absence of a Reaper already telling you a little bit here. Now seeing the 3 Marines. Could still be a couple of things, but you know, a triple Rex has got to be on your mind if you're LAMBO. Tim brings it on the production tab as well. It's gonna be a while, of course, before those Marines start moving across. Maybe it's a good time to talk about something else. They're playing on the Europe server. I don't... it might be... Actually? Let me read up the rules. Because this is the EU qualifier. It might just be played fully on EU, because it is the EU qualifier. Which I think we did that the last time that way as well. It would be difficult for Cure to micro, yeah. Yes, EU server. Alright. You know what? That makes a lot of sense then, why he was being so incredibly careful against Gung Fu as well. Just trying to avoid the main army versus main army fight for so long and just win on pretty much decision making, right? Meaning like, okay, I'm going to take this fight, I'm going to take a fight over here then, and if you push here, I'm going to take a fight here. I'm not going to try to just win straight out by micro, because that is not one of the strongest tools you have in your arsenal there. Just kind of shows the strength of you know, that a player of StarCraft 2 can kind of bring to the table. Alright, couple of creep tumors. We'll have to face the guns of the Terran. It's quick to replenish the creep there, though, of course. And yeah, you're not going to get much else done with these Marines here. I don't think he's even really trying to. I think he's just trying to scare Lambo, but Lambo's not having it, man. He's building 10 drones on that, from those larvae right now. He's not having it at all. To be fair, he really doesn't need to make any more Zerglings here. He's fine. He's got whatever he needs if Kure ever decides to commit there. With a couple of extra siege tanks though, that balance shifts a little bit. It's not that many extra Marines overall. Only one siege tank. A couple of extra banelings. Yeah, I think he should still be fine here. Is he already making a 4th base? That as well. Yeah, Lambo's making that 4th base. Don't see a 3rd. Ah, well, there might be a 3rd base there for Kure actually. Why the heavy committal? Yeah, no, I don't think there is a 3rd base, is there? Maybe I'm crazy. Sometimes I am. Nice kiting there. Baning speed still a bit off. Making it difficult for Lambo to take the fight here. And having to sacrifice a couple of those creep tumors once again. A couple of queens as well. Getting shot down. Trying to replenish that creep as much as possible. It is ever so important to keep that flowing here. As much as you can. Even if you do waste a little bit of energy now and again by moments like that. Alright, here we go. Here's the committal. The Zerglings and Banelings coming in from the top of the siege tank. Nice target fire onto the Banelings there. But oh, the Marines moving forwards. Before some of the Banelings there were slain. And that's actually going to cost a lot of Marines their lives. Perhaps that we see the latency helping out Lambo a little bit. Having the advantage, it being the EU qualifiers. Kure knows this, of course. He's still signed up for the tournament, regardless. I think he has still a reasonable shot at coming through here as top 3 in this entire thing. And so far, you know what, he has managed to do pretty well for himself. How far removed are we from the qualifying matches, actually? It shouldn't be too far away, actually, right? Still have the bracket here somewhere. Where did I put my bracket? I think I have my bracket. I lost my bracket. Rainer 2-0 in laser. Ooh. Right, Rainer's still in it. In it to win it. Couldn't make it that first qualification round, of course. Might be a rough one. I think Rainer, you know, with the little competitiveness that he has, might be a bit hurtful there, having several advanced max specs and Clem. Yeah, he is here once again in the second qualifier. How is this still here? How is this doing so well? How is this not dead yet? How is Kure denying this base from mining for so long? I didn't really say anything too much about this position here from these Marines, because it's one of those plays that you try to do sometimes just kind of as a giggle to yourself, and then you're like, yeah, of course that didn't work. But then, just making it work. Look at this. Lambo took another 4th base though. It's about to finish up. Or no, that's only just now being put down. Oh my, counter-attack, not getting much done either. Kure there with the boys, ready to push out the Banelings and the Zerglings. Some Banelings, unfortunately, turning around the wrong way as well. As once again, he's trying to push this out of this area. The Queen's really gonna have to be the main majority damage dealers here, because the Zerglings and the Banelings just can't clean this up. And Lambo, once again, pushing in perhaps a bit too soon. Losing Queens and valuable HP. That energy again gonna be expended. This is, well then. When's the last time we've seen something like this? This feels like Wings of Liberty days with the, what was that map called? Lost Temple or something? With the high ground of the siege tanks? I didn't think it was possible anymore. Thought we had those days behind us, but here is Cure once again being quite a thorn in the side of the Zergs, and well, may want to avoid this one on ladder for a while, Zergs. You may want to avoid it for a little bit. See if Cure can manage to find himself another victory here. It's a sad one though for LAMBO, because he was in a pretty good position there for such a long time, and then you know, can't quite clean out the, well, Marines that are on that little plateau there. If you manage to snipe down the medevacs as well, right? They're just stranded there. You're even a couple of times having to invest the scan, right? Having to pull away those medevacs, trying to safeguard them, use the scan to still have vision on the high ground. And I guess it only works if your opponent is going Ling Baneling that heavily, without any Mutalisk, without any Ravagers, without any, you know, Hydralisk or anything else. There is the Zergling Scout. Not gonna find anything, just the 2 Marines. Third base for LAMBO, looking nice and healthy. Secure already running out of his main base here with just really a handful of Marines, 6 of them in total. You don't imagine 6 Marines doing much here, but he might just be running in there just to force out a couple of extra Lings. Doesn't really manage that though. Doesn't manage to get the Overlords in the center either. Maybe that was the main objective for him. Trying to snipe out an Overlord somewhere. It's gonna be rough. Triple Rex, well, I mean, you saw the Marine numbers, right? Shouldn't be too much of a surprise here. Okay, Baneling Nest, there it is. He knows, he knows. He knows what he needs. He knows what's good for him. How's that little plateau on this map, actually? I'm just curious about the little plateau play. The second wall from Cure, he did this the previous game as well. I failed to mention it, but, I mean, how cool is that? Just make 2 walls, right? Why not? Why not? You're gonna have to put those supply depots somewhere anyway. May as well just utilize them in a way where you have that double layer of defense. If you fail to raise the wall the first time, you have a second attempt. And if you ever get Baneling busted, right, there you go. That's extra padding for your SCVs to hide behind. Oh. Ah, well, you fools, run! Not sure who I'm talking to, but one of them. The Zerglings get a good surround. This is just trouble for the Marines. If the Marines just, well, I guess they can't stim anymore. That would be suicidal for them now. So they will back out. Get themselves a couple of medevacs to support themselves with. Lair for LAMBO. LAMBO. Famous amongst its people. Finally the Overlord gets killed. He remembered where it was. Not gonna get away that easy this time around, Mr. Overlord. No way, sir. Look at this. That's why you get a double wall, guys. That is why. Wonderful. Look at that. LAMBO just gives up. He knows. He's never getting through there. Well, he's going to try with Banelings, actually. All for fun. Don't want to look too silly here. Please, LAMBO, let that second wall be. Don't try to prove me wrong now. Oh, he's going in again. And there's the Marines. It's kind of maybe difficult to get the SCVs to repair where you would like them, right? That is more difficult to do now. I suppose you could just have the entire second wall just lifted down. Ooh, this is a big surround coming from 4 angles, pretty much. Oh, that Baneling's getting so close. You have to be careful, man. Okay. Survives with a fair amount of Marines, but I would call that a pretty successful cleaning from LAMBO. Finding a nice chunk of meat from those Marines. Siege trying to come in as well, but that seems to be at the wrong time. The Zerglings immediately back at it again as the Baneling speech completes. Oh, they're getting close. Medevacs may have to consider picking up. There it is. Alright. Gets himself out of there. Okay, so apparently Kjør did manage to get better trading overall in that fight. But that could still be okay for LAMBO, seeing how he is going to be on pretty much full base versus 2. He already has full bases here, of course, but he still needs to get drones on the 4th. Probably not in the too far distant future. I will be seeing that occur. Meanwhile, small skirmishes between the Zerglings and Banelings and the Marines with the medevacs are happening all around the map. Just trying to find the efficiency, and LAMBO trying to keep his eyes on top of these medevacs as well at the same time, of course. You can't let them really go unnoticed, because that's when you get into trouble. That's when they suddenly appear in your main base and you lose your spawning pool or your lair or whatever. Anything valuable. Double Liberator. Really a lot of Terrans now, right? Fans of the Liberators. It's fun to see that kind of becoming a resurgence in play from so many different people, kind of at around the same time. It's like, you know what, we started using Liberators a lot more in PvT. Yeah, they're really good. They're actually really, really good. They got nerfed a couple of times back in the day, but you know what? I don't feel as bad about that anymore nowadays. We've gotten over that hump. It's time to use them again. Ooh, can he get a queen? Come on. Yeah, he does. The third base of Kjør is very late. Was. Definitely was, but he's trading out efficiently enough that I feel like it might be okay. Excuse me. Ooh, nice pickup on that medevac. Screams of the Marines. Oh, there's so many great connections right there happening in the middle of the map. LAMBO suddenly takes full control of this one. Jumps ahead on the supply with about 30. That is quite ludicrous. Okay, can't just finish it off right now. That is a shame for him. He's still pretty secure in his own base. The fortifications are set. And there just weren't enough Banelings right there to make a full committal, I suppose. Those Marines would have just obliterated those Zerglings right there. Units lost up there. You see like about 2k extra resources lost for LAMBO. In fact. And it doesn't make up for 2 extra bases, just overall, you know, being available for LAMBO, but Oh, it makes it a fighting game. Only about 15 supply now difference. Secures SCV count on a solid point where he probably doesn't want to make too many more. Then again, he really hasn't had the point where he's just building a lot of orbitals, right? So, yeah, it might be safe to go up to 80, right? I think I would like that. Go to the 80 mark. Things, you know, it's actually the most calm this game has been so far. At the 12 minutes. Pretty much. They're just chilling. Lambo's like, yeah, okay, you can have a 4th base, that's okay. I'm on 6 now, you know, just doing my own thing. It's alright, you don't have to compete with me on base numbers, that's okay. You know, we all have our own speeds at this game, you know. You know what, I'll go up to 7, how about that? I'll go up to 7, actually, make that 8. Make that 8. Kozan can't count. It's 8 bases now. Alright. Still having some second thoughts about starting to just run in forces here. LAMBO did procure about 4k minerals in the bank. Doesn't really have the gas bank quite yet as well. So maybe another minute or so. He should be feeling a little bit more comfortable trying to make the commitments here. Yeah, really struggling there. You can tell that is just oof. A lot more Marines than losing a lot more Marines there than he would normally. Zappity zap, pop those pimples. That's some scary creep actually as well. Look at that creep. This is 14 minutes. 14 minutes worth of creep. It's just everywhere. It is like literally everywhere. It's gonna be a... I don't think you really want to push into this still, right? I guess he's trading units. As long as he's trading some units. Trying to get the creep spread in between those bases there would be kind of nice, of course, for those queens to look at the transfusions on the Ultralisk themselves. Drop over there, gets caught fairly easily. Doesn't accomplish as much as Cure. Doesn't seem to find too much success here either. Especially with all the rest of the reinforcements for LAMBO coming in now. That is rough. How's Cure gonna do this? How is he gonna go onto a Thor Ghost siege tank army when he's playing on the EU server? What kind of mad lad is this? I mean, there's confidence, and then there's just, you know, apparently god status being acquired, I suppose. Well, the Liberators and the siege tanks you can kind of set up. I suppose, I guess you can't really do without the Ghost after all, so you kind of have to, right? You're just forced. You're just forced to make it happen. Well, let's see if he does. Can he hold on here? The Ghost still move around at the right speed. Ooh. And those Liberators actually cleaning up all of the Ultralisk. That was super efficient. That was incredibly efficient. Still though, LAMBO of course, with about 3 bases over the amount of bases that Cure can have right now. Actually 4 bases, right? Well, he's gonna take this one. It's not been mined yet, and also still fresh. It's just delayed. Don't often get to see a hatchery being put down like a burrowed zergling, but I guess hatchery has more HP. Anyway, LAMBO once again tries to make the commitments happen here. Oh, those banelings are getting close. Those two move away once again in time. Marines and Marauders come in to help, but the Liberators aren't here as much. So the Zorps are having a much easier time pushing them through. And a lot more Terran is going down this time around as well. Now he's dead. Yeah, it's a rough one. It is definitely a rough one. Yeah. I definitely have my favorite to win this right now, but to say there's no chance in hell, I don't think I'm there yet. Fortified Terran is an absolutely terrifying thing sometimes. And again, so is the bang of LAMBO just rolling in here in the cleaning house. That's 19 SCVs going down. I might be coming over to you guys' side now. But Cure isn't. No, sir. Cure holds on. Wants to make this a doozy. He cleaned out the top right base. I mean, in theory, like, he could still get enough mining done to win this game. He just needs to survive. Right? If he mines all of that in the top right, and he mines the 6 o'clock, should still be okay. Question is LAMBO gonna let him do that? I don't know. It's the first time in a while as well where Cure actually having some aggression across the map here. A little marine drop. Quickly retaliation from the Zerg though, running into the expansion once again. Some hefty Marauders. Banelings do a good job, but well, Cure lives on once more. But he's pushed out of that very crucial place where he wants to start mining just as quickly as possible, really. Like yesterday, he wanted to start mining here yesterday. That's the Brute Lords, that's the Infestor, big tech switch coming in from Cure. Sorry, LAMBO. What am I saying? Just not tech switching at all. Why would he? What would he tech switch into? Battle cruisers? Please. We don't go battle cruisers here. There's already enough Corruptors on the field overall. Actually, with the amount of Corruptors that were out, it almost felt like just a bit of a late game PvP, you know? He's anticipating the carriers to arrive pretty soon, but nah, well. You can transform them into Brood Lords later down the line. You can take down all those medevacs as well, of course. There's Vikings, there's Liberators. Definitely have their place in this matchup. So now the Brood Lords come forth. Do you really have anything to say about this still? Yeah, I don't think you do. I think this is just night-night now. Wow. We're gonna have a game 3, but this game, there it is. Skibbaloobidoop. GG. Okay. The calm before the storm. I was asking what this map was. I know, buddy, I know. Don't worry about it. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm pulling your leg. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Anything we're anticipating out of these two guys here now? I don't know. Cure. Like I said before, I wouldn't mind him going for more Widowmine play. Then again, on the EU server, that could be a very tricky thing to do. Especially if you're not incredibly... you know, used to it anymore. Get a Ling. I don't think that's gonna happen. Right. Oh, hold on. I spoke too soon. No, I didn't. Oh, wait. Did I? Oh, that's so close. He's trying. Just trying, man. He's not giving up. Relentless. Fighting through the latency. How far can he make it in the EU bracket? Who did he beat so far? This is actually, if he wins this one, right? Whoever wins this series is going to be in a qualifying match. So, yeah. Way preferable over losing this match right now for both of these players. Gonna have to go up against either Time or Scarlet. Another match going on right now. Looks like Rainer Hero Marine. Also a qualifying match. That is gonna be happening pretty soon if it's not already started. That is a pretty sick one, actually. Astrea versus Liquid Mana. Showtime Goblin. Banda versus Bratok. Man, there's still a lot going on here. Kelazur, Petit Drogo. Might be a while before that loser bracket is finished up, actually. That could take a while. Nice ball crawler trick there. Keeps the drone alive. I don't think it's anyone's surprise. I was looking at the bracket there instead of the game. I'm not sure if the drone died. I don't think it did. Once again, the Liberator's coming up. Did not die, but it took a second to get back to mining. Yeah. I mean, that's as good as dead then, isn't it? A non-mining drone is as useless as a dead drone. Tumors. Don't know why I said that, but I saw one. Oh man. Third base for Cure coming up. That is important. Using these Hellions with the Reaper. Viking Liberator harassment, of course, still to kind of keep LAMBO honest, keep him on his side of the map. Ooh, losing Viking. I guess he got the Overlord. It's actually a supply block for LAMBO here. He's making 4 Overlords now at the same time. Yeah, it's not going to be too massive of a supply block, but maybe the Hellions here actually are going to make that supply block go away. 13 drone kills. Are you kidding me? Liberator in the main base perhaps as well. I don't think that did as much, seeing those queens already pretty satisfied looking at a Liberator corpse. 13 workers, that ain't too bad to kick things off with. Gotta be pretty satisfied about that one. If you are Cure. And Cure still has 6 Hellions here with the Reaper. Still trying to deny some creep. That could add quite a bit of potency to the follow-up attack, of course, as well. Which, you know what, seeing that he knows about this 4th base, this might be the place, right? This could be a very good place to push into. Denying that 4th base would be quite massive. Particularly after getting those initial drone kills. LAMBO now having to kind of walk a tightrope, of course. Do you replenish those drones? Do you try to be as safe as possible against any potential incoming attacks? See if he chose correctly. Already has the baning speed very early on, so that's good to see. He's going to be quite safe against these marine pushes here. The backs manage. Ooh, those Hellions are not attacking the right things, are they? Come on, Hellions. Only 5. Half the HP of that queen. It's like 2 good volleys, right? More patience from the drones required. There we go. Now is able to send them back to work. So nowhere near the amount of drone damage that we've seen before, but still a little bit. Losing the Hellions not the worst thing that can happen either. Gonna be okay with overall. So going for multiple harassments, taking out more and more creep. I don't think we'll be seeing the creep across the map under 14 minutes this time around. Oh. Far forward placed command center. Thought for a second it might get cancelled, but good there in time. Ooh, lift! Oh. Yep. We've said it once, we avoid saying it there again. It's the latency. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. No. No! Okay, that's 19 workers dying from Cure. You have a lot less time to respond here, Cure. It's, that's rough. That is rough. I don't know exactly what the ping is, but it's gotta be like half a second or something like that, right? It's gotta be quite extreme. Imagine that. Everything you do is like half a second delayed. Oh. It really is the worst ping transfer you can have in the game of StarCraft 2. And I'm impressed with how well Cure is doing, regardless of that fact. Getting a couple of nice Widowmine connections down to the Banelings. Definitely helps him out here. More pressure from these Marines, finding them onto those Banelings. There we go. And he scores 4th base. It's going to be 4 base versus 4 base. He's already mining from the 4th base, so... You know what? I'm really digging Cure's position. Please don't lose everything now as I'm saying that. Thank you. Picks up in the medevacs. Going to try again some other time. As the right flank as well, of course, to still be considered. There we go. Baning's actually getting a little bit close there. There you can... Oh, man. It is just so clear in this game, right? It is so visible from Cure that. Just some of these actions delayed. He stops the 5th base from becoming a thing here for LAMBO. So that is a big victory as well. Got himself a big entrenched position, and as soon as he's in this entrenched position, you re-split most of your Marines. Right, you target fire the Banelings with the siege tanks, but it should kind of be manageable here. Got him micro backwards though as well, it looks like. Can he get the Banelings before they hit? It's close. He still has another siege tank down there. Oh my goodness, I did not see that in time. That is rough. That is rough. Alright, Cure taking another glorious engagement right there. To be fair, Lurkers may have some extra firepower here being added in for LAMBO, and that could be quite a difficult thing for Cure to try and deal with. In all honesty, I wouldn't be too upset if he starts approaching this the same way he did the game against Gung Fu Bender, where he just tries to avoid the main fight, but you know what, he just goes for it. Just runs forward there, takes out a good amount of the Lurkers, and gets out of there with most of his bio as well. So maybe, maybe once again, I don't know what I'm talking about. Good, proving me wrong. Is he gonna do it again? He's pushing. Where's the banelings? I don't see him. It's just lurkers right now. Okay, that's just wrong. I guess if everything is red HP, yeah, just a single Zergling bite killing Marauders and Marines. That is rough. Only 2 medevacs were there available as well for the healing, so I guess that was just down to his last breath. Very difficult to make any retreats happen. Given Kier's circumstances, it's once again LAMBO. I find in a good position here. Definitely an overextension from Kier. And again, I can understand as well where Kier would like to avoid the situations as much as possible where he is having to move backwards, right? Right backwards with his siege tanks, and then suddenly LAMBO pulls the trigger and starts running at you. You have to re-siege those siege tanks. There's just so much you have to do right then and there. And being a little bit late with even one of those things, you're gonna be a little bit late with everything. Yeah, just try to dance around him. Try to have those fights happen where there's not too much danger just quite yet. You can get the presets up. Fight your way through that, those perimeters. Yeah, could start losing a planetary fortress here if it doesn't send some troops. You know what? That is more than enough. That is more than enough. Plenty. As both players now on 5 bases. LAMBO actually starting up his 6th base on the bottom right side. Trying to get that going as well. Certainly my gut feeling still telling me the longer this game continues, the more favored it will be for LAMBO. A stim that wasn't really wanted in the end from Kier. Well, 3 command centers. Getting ready for that very, very late game here. Vikings added in as well. Wouldn't mind seeing... oh, wow, okay, nukes. You know what? Wouldn't mind seeing those. That's right. Wouldn't mind seeing nukes. That was what I was gonna say. No one can prove me otherwise. Big drop headed towards the main base. Yeah, there's a lot of spore crawlers there. That might not go as well as you would hope for Kier. Now on this side as well. Oh, I like these lurkers burrowing here. He just knows. He knows you're gonna unload there. Of course you are. Of course you are gonna unload right behind the mineral fields. Oh, that is so smart. Plans just kicking in. I see. Now the, well, pathogen plans +3 armor for the Zerg, finishing up as well as the Nidus network in production. Really getting everything we would like to have here. It would have, you know, ooh. Valiant effort. Good try. No nuke this time around though. Immediately starts up another one. Gets another Ghost Academy. So, yeah, might be looking to try and just freak LAMBO out with a lot of nukes. Let's make it a party. It's actually crazy that he's, yeah, I agree. It's just absolutely maddening to think that it's just like, yeah, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll just give it a go, see what happens. I want to get as many attempts into this as possible. And it could be because, you know, Kyo had that previous success in King of Battles. He got the runner-up against Maru. He was saying back then in the interview, like, you know what, I've beaten a lot of people here in this tournament that normally I would really struggle against. Maybe, hopefully, you know, from this point onwards, I'm going to be able to get myself in a better mindset from offline stages as well. A little bit because of that, he just really would like to perform here. Once again, go back to that feeling. A massive nuke there, by the way. 10 drones to get chopped into bits. Zerglings, right on top of those ghosts, get evacuated by the medevacs. It's a single ghost still walking about, trying to find another target to nuke. Lambo not that interested in the nuking ghost, though. It seems just kind of preoccupied with taking out Terran expansions and Terran mining. Just as I say that, he kills the ghost. He had done his job, though, to be fair. The man had killed a couple of drones with a nuke. It's more than probably any of us have done with our lives, so, you know. Hats off to him. Creep still kind of receded, right? For a 19-minute game. There's only a couple of areas that, you know, at a point where I would feel comfortable as a Zerg player. Bit off the map a little bit. On those edges in particular, as well as that 6 o'clock base location there, it is looking a little meager. 2 nukes at the same time, that could be quite a distraction. Oh, okay, no, he's moving away. That's still, you know, a couple of queens. 1 queen. Good amount of creep tumors. Drones here got pulled, so doesn't lose them there. And, yeah, you know, Lambo may have been a bit shocked, but he found both of them. Doesn't lose too much. Sneaky infestor underground. Gotta enjoy those types of plays, don't we? It's being spread around a couple of infestors. I think he may even have another infestor pretty close by in the ground. Somewhere else on the minimap. I can see a blue dot. I like to imagine that as another infestor. We'll all live in that fantasy world for all the time being. It's never proven otherwise. We'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never figure it out anymore. Okay, the sneaky infestor gets spotted. Gets the, well, is it the ghost snipe? More nukes. Well, one of them this time around. Onto his base, even getting spore crawlers out of there this time. There's nuke number 2. Not gonna get done too much. This is a big push from Lambo, trying to prevent mining from this base, but Planetary Fortress number 1 and 2, I'm gonna let that happen all too easily. Lambo has taken the Rich Vespian guy's base, though, in the middle, kind of to the right side, right? On the right pockety base. I'm not sure how to call that, actually. Wait, what? Didn't Artosis and Tasteless say something about the little finger and the big finger base? Right, that's probably it. That's probably it. Little finger base on the 4 o'clock. Lambo putting down a lot of hurts here. Infestors, not gonna. Oh my god, there they are. Okay, that was it. That was it. I never thought that would land. The EMP just a little bit too slow. And that's going to get all of these ghosts caught out, and that is heartbreaking for Kyo. Man, oh man. He's living still. He's part of the living. Liberators should be helping out against those lurkers, but the lurkers, nefariously placed just behind the Liberator zones. just slightly behind the Liberator zones. That was a mess up. That was definitely a mess up. But that was definitely a mess up once again due to latency, right? I mean, he was there. He was on top of those infestors. He knows you should be able to get those EMPs on top of the infestor before the fungal happens. But he's just like, oh no. Not in this environment. He signed himself up for it, and well, hats off. I'm still thoroughly impressed that he's down for the challenge. It makes me respect and like you so much more, you know? In all honesty, it really does. It shows how committed to this game he is. Alright, people in chat still saying Cure is ahead. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm still on board with him winning this. It could very well happen. They got the same amount of bases. I mean, yeah, he's in a good spot. For sure. I just got a bit worried about all those ghosts dying. That definitely didn't help him. Oh, Banelings! On a lot of bio there. Run, boys, run. Getting a couple of ghosts. Then again, the inefficient trading you can do here as Lambo, probably not what you would be looking for. You want to make massive trades with the lurkers and infestors, and then get the big connections with Banelings perhaps as well. But that's not really happening. Lambo is being pushed backwards. The bank for both these players pretty close. Maintain a foothold in this top left side, and the bottom, well, the middle right side also, with those two planetaries and the missile turrets. Just starting to be mined out. And Lambo's pushed off of one of his bases. So Cure now officially ahead in the economy. Well, I say that, not side. Oh, there's some bio going the wrong way. They were looking for directions, but those were not the directions they were looking for. Quick retaliation. The Ghost sniping quite a few of those lurkers, actually. Making up for that bad engagement. Man, bio explodes so quickly if it just gets hit by all those lurkers at the same time. None of them start spreading out either on their own accord. It's just like... Bleh. I'm loving these Nidus attempts as well by Lambo. I feel like that's a really good attempt to try and find his way in a winning position, right? If one of those Nidus Worms get through, he gets some good bit of production, he forces Cure's entire army to start repositioning. And as soon as that happens, you know, the front opens up, he's going to be able to take more battles over there. But... yeah, it's just not happening. Cure is too on top of things. He's not like a single Nidus Worm being created just quite yet. Look at this. He's got a planetary fortress on top of his ramp. He's just like, you know what? If I'm gonna have to turtle, I'll do it as heavy as I possibly can imagine. Now, I'm just not gonna attack you. I'm just gonna lay claim to half this map. I'm gonna make sure that my units are set up preemptively, so I don't have to do as much micro in a panic as you're, you know, pushing me while I'm trying to push you. And he's doing an amazing job with it so far. I mean, he's stretched across the entirety of the map. Lambo is trying to push in continuously with these lurkers. But he's just not finding too much. Outside of a couple of clumps of ghosts here and there with a fungal that one time. Yeah. Uh-oh. That was a lot of lurkers going down, guys. LAMBO. Oh, actually a lower bank now. The Zerg has a lower bank than the Terran. That is terrifying. And it's a Zerg going Ling Bang mostly. Oh dear, oh dear. There are Broodlords coming up as well, to be fair. Are going to start providing a new type of threat for Kure to deal with. Immediately starting up more Thor production as well as the Vikings. This base over here is going to get reclaimed. Now, to be fair, still not an immediate danger base for Kure to lose, right? It's still okay for him to lose this. He has more than enough of a bank. He still has the same amount of bases as LAMBO. Even if LAMBO does reclaim this. LAMBO will have to keep pushing that area and needs to deny, I would say, those other two bases that are in that corner, tucked away. Medevac's being sacrificed, okay, interesting. As he realizes he doesn't quite need them and rather would have more Thors and Vikings. As the anti-air firepower is quite a necessary thing right now. Ooh, needs to EMP the fungal, avoids it for the time being. And LAMBO avoids the nuke. Nothing to be laughed at, those nukes. I mean, if you don't avoid them, you're dead. That's the way of the world. That Liberator got damaged by that nuke. Oh, Kure. You noob. You fool, how could you let that happen? Zap. Liberator says no. SCVs. SCVs say yes to the Spine Crawler. He's going to be able to repair the siege tanks as well. How about that? You ever think that would be a sight we would see? The triple siege tank Halberd and 12 SCV push at 29 minutes. Well, let's make it a clean 30. It was close enough. More nukes here as a contesting mechanism. Trying to avoid LAMBO from just taking all this real estate here. Kure would love to try and push a little bit further, but there is a bit of a choke point there. He's going to have to try and wiggle his army through in some clever way. Having a couple of nukes here, make that space available for him. That could be a clever way of getting that done. Nukes still coming. LAMBO realizes it's time to just head out of there. And kill the ghost. We're going to get another nuke? Come on, I say we should just keep moving. Come on. It might not be available, actually, of course. Will it be enough here? The Thors are shooting away at the Broodlords, but Broodlords, they're having a lot of support from those infestors. Murals and probably the Thors themselves, as well as the Lurkers, giving a bit of firepower to Zerg. But, oh man, there might be too many Thors, more Broodlords coming in as reinforcements. But Thors, they deal quite efficiently with those Broodlords. I'm still not convinced, guys. This is scrappy as scrappy gets. The Broodlings just barely keeping the Thors at a distance, and that looks like that will be enough to clean this army up from Kure. Kure still with more money in the bank, though. And he's still with a bit of higher supply here, actually about 40 supply higher. Still sacrificing tanks, trying to, well, get ready for a more and more anti-Broodlords army. Potentially, you know, LAMBO. Well, actually, no, he can never do a switch anymore here, can he? How long would he have to be mining off of this base before he can do like a Brood or an Ultralisk switch into this point, or just? Oh man, I think that might be it, guys. That is it indeed. Kure manages to reconfigure his army one last time, pushing in with just that extra bit of bank, helping him carry out the mission successfully. Well played indeed.